Hello, I am present. Apologies for missing the alarm. I was just out of my room getting the water bottle filled up. And now I am here. Hello, everyone. Welcome Unknown Artistico, welcome Aleph, welcome Corencio, and welcome anyone viewing anonymously. Aleph, I do believe I know what you are referring to, and yes, I have heard. Yeah, let me get these off the screen. Okay. Did I resize this properly? No, I didn't. It's almost the right size. There we go. Okay. Alright. Minecraft Steven smashing COVID in Trump. Indeed. Yes. Oh my god. You know what? I've been seeing people saying Steve Minecraft for Smash for a very long time. So I think it's neat that they did that. And I've also been seeing people really wanting Trump to get COVID for a while, so good for that too. It is Homestuck Squared Day. We got the 2nd September chapter to peruse. We'll start with some community news. The first piece of community news isn't really community news. But I super didn't know that Mark J. Hadley, who's done Homestuck music for like a lot of volumes, was the guy who made Slender the 8 Pages? Excuse me? Some of you may have already known this. I did not. So now I'm sharing this with all of you, because I think it's just neat. It's Mark J. Hadley is now on the ever-growing list of Homestuck creators that grew into some form of infamous artistic project. Off the top of my head, Toby Fox, duh. Let me Google to make sure I'm getting this name right. What is my computer fucking doing? Hello. Yes. Shelby and Danny Craig. I was just making sure I was remembering the names correctly. Went on to do art for Steven Universe. Toby Fox, Shelby and Danny Craig. James Roach also went on to did some sound mixing for the last few episodes of Steven Universe. The guy invented a new cryptid and it caught on. I don't think that he invented Slender, like the original copy pasta, but he definitely made this game. Oh, hello, bullet journaling. I was helping someone look something up. What am I Googling? Wikipedia page. Okay, according to Wikipedia, Slender Man is a fictional supernatural character that originated as a creepypasta internet meme created by Something Awful forums user Eric Knudsen, also known as Victor Surge, in 2009. Depicted as thin, unnaturally tall humanoid with features, head, and face wearing a black suit. So, yeah, he did not invent the character Slender Man, but he sure did make the game that went massively viral. Anyone else remember when this is a very specific era of YouTube. Very specific era of gaming YouTube in particular. This was like the rise of gaming YouTube as we know it today. Slenderman, Amnesia, Happy Wheels. This was a part of that like era that built up to gaming YouTube as we know it today. All the reactions, yeah, precisely. So I was just like, fucking seriously, another person. Okay, another more fandom-y news. Sad news, after almost 10 years, I have decided to shut down the Pester Chum servers. Pester Chum was a joy to make, and I've met so many people through it. It truly changed my life. Not only that, but I've met so many people for which it did the same. I'm very proud that I made something that was fun and also brought people together. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to moderate it in a long time. I've realized that an unmoderated space like Pester Chum is not always as a fun experience and is too unsafe for my liking. Pester Chum will be shut down on January 1st, 2021. This should give communities which still thrive there time to find a new home. I suggest Discord. It's also possible for Pester Chum to continue if someone wants to host an IRC server. It's very easy to edit the Pester Chum configuration files to point there instead. Also, Pester Chum is open source. Developers can edit the default configuration and rebuild the executables file, and also they can fix the bug that allowed people to flood users off the server, which I did not program in for the record. I thought about this decision a lot. I'm sorry to see it go, and I hope people who are passionate about the communities still there are able to find a new home, and I want to thank the thousands and thousands of people who had fun role-playing their favorite characters. I know, right? Oh man, it's almost 10 years. It's so weird to think about it like that, but also I've also been in general Homestuck fandom for almost 10 years, so like it shouldn't fuck me up as much as it does, but like damn. Hi Max. We're just doing community news. The only thing that you've missed so far is Mark J. Hadley, a member of the music team, is also the guy who made Slenderly 8 pages, and I didn't know that, and I was just sharing that with everyone, even though it's literally on his Homestuck wiki page, so, you know, a lot of people probably already knew that. However, I did not. Fun fact of the day. And now we are addressing Pester Chum is closing. So Pester Chum, the Pester Chum application, like, essentially, if you are not familiar with it, I mean, like, we're at our Homestuck stream, obviously you know what Pester Chum is, but someone did actually make like an actual application client, and what would happen is you don't, to the best of my knowledge, I did play around with it a little bit in like 2012. I remember back then what happened was you don't make an account with Pester Chum, you just enter the Chum handle that you want to use. And then people can, and then you like, and then you can, if you know what Chum handle your friend is using, you can enter their handle to message them. And I remember back in the day, having the official Chum handles was like a huge deal. Being able to get online fast enough or in just the right gap that one of the official handles was free. But yeah, it was really cute. It was really sweet. And I honestly, I'm kind of surprised that it was still going after all these years. But yes, it does appear it is now going offline. goodness. Pardon me. Apparently, it's just not a stream unless I have to fucking yawn in the middle of a sentence. Anyway. Yes, so that was the Pester Chum application. It was a really fucking cool project. I'm tempted to re-download it and just give it a few pokes before it goes offline. But yeah. Community news. This fan project is going to be closing its doors. And on that note, we are here. So, before getting into this chapter, I have a correction to make from my last stream, or I guess, another discussion to bring up. So we talked about here. Jane says, "And my first memory of our purple prince was his robust codpiece, as he offered me his friendly support along with the sacred blood of his brethren, the holy sacrament." So, what we talked about at that point, now I'm just gonna put the page links in my little Word document that's getting kind of full because I have too many videos to catch up on. Initially thought, oh wait, let me turn the volume back. There we go. That it was in referral to this page, because it does read very strongly in referral to this page, but I was in Discord, kind of after I'd done the stream. I saw someone else point out, this couldn't really be what she was referring to, because Retcon Jane didn't experience this. Gamzee didn't do his rounds in the Retcon universe. He was locked in the fridge and did not have access to the timetables or the music boxes. So, I think that, considering that it unlocks a couple of possibilities, most boring one out of the way, the writers just forgot. Next possibility. Jane could be experiencing some of the kind of timeline converging memory stuff, as that sentence structure was not functional. Well, let me try that one again. June retconned him out of the fridge. June retconned him out of the fridge at a much further point in the story than this, and immediately removed him from this universal space directly into Candy. Right? So I don't think that he had time to do stuff like this before going to Candy. I'd have to revisit that chapter of the Epilogues to double check. Friend has a pet conspiracy theory that Candy takes place in the pre-retcon timeline somehow. That is a possibility that I have not yet considered, but it is a sharp idea. But they all die. What do you mean? Yeah, that's, that's a little fly in the ointment there. My theory, my main idea is that Jane is experiencing the same kind of timeline memory merging as the rest of the characters who are experiencing ultimate self ascension. That is a sentence that makes sense. That is what I was trying to say before. But yeah, this all taking place in the pre-retcon timeline sure is interesting. How the timelines have to twist in order for them to actually be alive at the end. But yes, so you said could be the writers forgot, could be timelines melting together, Could be, of course, something that happened in Candy that either wasn't shown or that I'm forgetting about that could potentially be referred to in this manner. But yes, I just wanted to take things back to that chapter for a hot minute and kind of address that. Because I know in the last one I did say, this is what she's referring to, but maybe not, actually. And that's a lovely point in the music to close that tab. Okay, I took that off the screen, right? Yes, I did. Okie dokes. So, we are still in Candy for this chapter. Chapter 14, The Best Laid Plans. We are in Candy. But we are taking a step back from the scene at the funeral to resume return to the Omega kids and parent figures. So they are in Roxy's residence. So you've got these two folks on the couch. We got these two folks, the Vriskas, hanging out over by the window again. Notably, windows are still closed. I don't think anything has changed about this room. We kind of dissected it the first time it appeared on screen. So we'll start here. And we have a new booze. Okay. I'm going to have a sip of water before I start reading, actually. And then I guess we're going to read this conversation in ooze. Okay. So they're talking plans. It's been too long. Yeah, I noticed that. When I was kind of looking over channel points the other day too. That it's just been a while since someone had requested an uwu. Oh my god, I'm wiped. Haven't felt this happy to be plastered to the couch in forever. Are you? Wow, I feel like I'm barely keeping myself sitting. If it weren't for keeping you kids safe, I'd be out there right now. Well, we did just do a whole lot of running around for no good reason. And some of us aren't gods and shit. I'm detecting a hint of judgment in your voice. In your voice there, Harry Anderson. Don't you enjoy being a part of all this? Finally getting to be in the thick of it all? Yeah, because John's just happy to, like, be, yeah, in the thick of it all, in, you know, to quote. But yeah, been kind of on the periphery for some time. Kind of, you know, a little depressed, and it's like, whew, raring to get back out there. But in the meantime, the kids are kind of like, or at least Harry in particular is, woof. Being relevant, being back in the saddle. Yeah. I mean, I was having a fine time at school, if I'm being honest. All this tearing ass back and forth between my home and various points of interest over the past few days has me pretty beat. Also, I wouldn't call this the thick of it all. So that gives us our time frame here. It's been a few days since the last chapter we saw this crew in, where they all met up at the top of the bell tower. Oof, getting air quotes by my own son. We had to hide in a faux Cynthia bush on the way back here when the drone flew by. That's the thick of father-son hijinks if I ever saw it. Well, modern day war hijinks, but I'll take what I can get, you know? Yeah, he's like, yeah, we had to fucking hide from drones. Isn't that just fantastic bonding time? Yeah, I guess. I'm not knocking the old adrenaline thrill, or helping out Wissy's moms or anything. I'm just saying I was literally just here when you told me to leave, so I hope this is where we're gonna park it for a minute. A boy's gotta breathe. Yeah, so they're getting orders directly from Rose and Jade at the Rebellion. Yeah, well, this wasn't my plan either. But Woe sent out some false intel about us heading toward my house, so technically this is the safest place we can be right now, since they cleared the area and everything. I guess. What? Now you look like you're hiding some extra commentary. Oh, I don't need to burden you with all the bureaucratic stuff. It's boring. Well, hold up now. Airwolf breath. Indeed. Well, hold up now, Dad. Well, hold up. Now, hold up, Dad. A minute ago, you were all, we'll win this fight together, and now you're backing out of sharing the details? It's not really, am I a part of this or not? Well, I'd say you sure were, but I guess my thoughts on what is or isn't right for the operation aren't up to snuff, because here I am, sitting in the dugout, same as you. In the dugout? What's a metaphor you might like better? No, I'm like the, understudy. Dad, no, Jesus, you don't have to do this. Oh, I got cast in as babysitter number 2, and when I had audition for, I don't know. Yeah, please, I got the baseball metaphor. I'm not a complete fucking nerd. Oh, I see. Oh, you think that he should do this? Yeah. The sweetness of being like, thing that my child is interested in. Let's switch gears to something that, would be a little more in their lane. The fact that he's like considering that. You just want June to go apeshit. Jokerify June. Oh, I do not want Jokerify June. Trickster June? No. Not that either. I'm not interested in Jokerfied June simply because of potentially my own image of what Jokerfied means is getting in the way of clarity here. But yeah. I am interested in June pulling him like, aren't you tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go apeshit? But yeah, I think they're building up to it. It's just a little ways away. I was just like acknowledging that we've been sidewinded here. Not that I mind personally, since like I said, I am super stoked to be relaxing on the couch and not fighting a wall. Plus, I wouldn't be able to get your measurements Plus, I wouldn't be able to get some measurements for some clothes that actually fit you if we hadn't come back here where all my sewing stuff is. But it seems like you were getting pretty into everything back there with Rose and them. Getting to be with the old crew and everything, like the stories you told me about the game. Yeah, I think this also, like, their relationship and the way that it's like, oh, it's on the mend, and they're like trying to reconnect with each other. I just think that's like so sweet that Harry's like, yeah, I'll make you something that actually fits you properly, idiot. Just like, beautiful. Yeah, that sucks. I had a good plan too. It just wasn't good enough for Cowcat, I guess. I'm just not experienced enough in combat strategy. Oh, now you're throwing air quotes back at me? No, those are for Cowcat. Oh, okay then, fair game. Ragging on Carcat, a classic pastime. But yeah. What I wouldn't give, though, to actually get in on those planning sessions. That's not the important part, I know. But just, like, to see them all, like, you know, rambling at each other and talking over each other and stuff, like, classic Homestuck 1 nonsense. Ugh. I just would love to actually be a fly on the wall in one of those meetings. Don't know if Harry Anderson has ever met Carcat, but he already dislikes him so much. I guess. I mean, I'm not picking up on an incredible amount of disdain there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would make sense if Harry had never met her. Oh, right. No, because Harry's been under Roxy's care, who's been siding with Jane for most of this time. So, no, he most likely has not met Carcat. Never mind. I had another thought. Oh, yes. But he'd also sneak out a lot with Versi. So, like, I don't know. Opportunities might have been there, but we don't know. But also, you know, just from hearing how Carcat is from, like, stories and stuff, he's probably well acquainted with his, demeanor. Look at us, bantering away. That is a plus of being here, at least. It's been really nice to get to spend so much time with you. Yeah, it's not so bad. Anyway, before you ruffle my hair or anything, it looks like things are getting a bit heated between the Whiskas over there. Maybe we should offer them a snack to bring the mood back down? Me? Mess up your hair when you worked so hard on that look? I do know you at least that well, Harry Anderson. Thank God. Yeah. That's so sweet. I love the relationships that the two of them have. Oh God, Vriska. Oh God, it's fucking Vriska time. Oh, make me say something. I do not know what this Carcat is, but it sounds like a really crabby pain in the butt. Okay, I'm gonna have some water before we do this shit. The fucking Vriska. Okay. Hey, Vriska? Are you okay? You've been kind of quiet. Oh? So you actually want to know what I'm thinking now? You want my opinion? Yes. I'm not really sure what's going on right now. What? I was just wondering why you're so pissed off at me. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not pissed at you. You haven't done shit. You haven't done shit basically at all since I've been here. I just can't believe I'm back stuck in this tacky rumpus block after all of that. I'm going to look like an idiot if I don't get out there. I don't think anybody is going to notice. I guess you did go viral, but the news moves fast these days. I don't think anybody is, like, glued to their phones waiting for your new #resistance content. We could do something if you wanted. Huh? If you're bored. This isn't my house, but Harry has video games and movies and shit. Actually, we're probably better off not watching his movies. His taste is worse than his dad's. Ugh! No, I don't want to watch a fucking movie. How the fuck can you think about watching movies? How are you okay with any of this? Any of what? Being left at home like a couple of dribbling wigglers. How are you so calm right now? Your loose cyber training you, right? And you're a troll. You're definitely 5 times stronger than a human. And if you're my clone, you are way more badass than Little Miss Fussy Fangs. I can't believe you just stayed behind. Here I am thinking about class specs again, and I guess Percy's technically Vriska's descendant, so she has to be a light player, right? Yeah, that is usually how that tends to go. So, yeah, there's a strong likelihood for a something of light there. But yeah, Vriska is a little peeved. Little Miss Fuzzy Fangs. Yeah. Because we're listening, because, you know, okay. Vriska's timeline is basically like she did all of the final battle plans, flew out and did the fight with Lord English. Let's say that was approximately 48 hours. Oh, and somewhere in there was when she yelled at parentheses Vriska. Went through this black hole and now has been in here for a few days. So, like, she hasn't really changed much since Homestuck proper because she hasn't had the same amount of time that all of the other characters have had, right? Let's say hypothetically. I can't tell if you're building up to a theory or if you're memeing. But yeah, so, you know, very little time has passed since then. So, for example, and there's a couple other things in this conversation that really highlight just how little time has passed there. Just Ben Shapiro posting. God. Yeah, there's a few things in this conversation that highlight just how little time has passed there. And one of them is that despite the fact that Kanaya is now, you know, had all of this time, is many years older than her and such, she's still using Little Miss Fussy Fangs. Her nickname, Little Miss Fussy Fangs. Well, they told me to. And they're my mom's. And you just listen to everything they say? No, not really. I used to sneak out a lot, and they'd absolutely flip their shit if they ever got into my search history. But I guess this situation is kind of serious. There's a whole plan and stuff like that. Clearly not a good plan, because then I would be a part of it. What's the point of me even coming to this shitty fake reality if I'm not supposed to fix it? I think they've got a strategy or whatever. There's just more... That's just even more indication that they don't know what they're doing. Lalonde and Miriam have had however many sweeps to get older and stupider, but from where I'm standing, it was literally only a few days ago that I was their commander. I am primed for the battlefield. I ran their shit. Vriska should call someone a boomer. How old is this Vriska? This Vriska is approximately 16 years old. So just a little older than the Omega kids, who are 15? I believe. 14, 15? I'm pretty sure it's 15. But yes. That is Vriska's approximate age. feel like I had something more to say about this section. Right, so Vriska's basically just being like, she feels obligated to be the adult in the Arcoman has none of the skills needed for that. Yeah, and she's looking at the situation being like, I was your tactician. And they're like, sit down and shut up, child. I'm paraphrasing. I don't think that they would ever actually say that to her. But yeah, I mean, like, fucking typical Vriska, though, walking into this situation and being like, they should have let me plan everything, and I should have been the one in charge, and da-da-da-da. In the meantime, she just fucking got here, and she knows approximately shit fuck all about the depth of the situation, the details, hello. I mean, that is true. She did kill one of the enemy leaders with her bare hands. But yeah, I guess that, that was just luck, but, that is also Vriska's thing. Oh yeah, I ran their shit. Wait, really? They never told me that. I thought you said you knew some lore. You know about Tavros and Terezi. You told me you do. Yeah, they told me about that stuff, but a lot of the shit that happened in the session is, oh, that's a typo. A lot of the shit that happened in the session is just not in the history books. You weren't really mentioned that much. Excuse me? People know who you are, because we had to memorize the name of every one of the players, even the ones who didn't last very long. You're trying to tell me that there's a whole recorded history of Scrub, and I'm not in it? You're not in it. I guess they mostly focused on the creators who ascended, Whoever was school feeding you was a complete bulge sucker because I ascended before any of the humans did. Literally billions of years before, since our session was the one that created theirs. I was the one who guided Jean's buffoonish blue ass all the way through his first few days in the medium. I made all the plans to take down the Jacks. I single-handedly cured your mother's fucking alcoholism. So, well, I mean, I think she is a little wrong. She's attributing this to herself in her own bravado, but that is entirely fucking incorrect, and is likely there to poke fun at the people who made that assumption from watching the Vriskagram and got more mad at, Vriska. But, yeah, I mean, like, this is not wrong. Because, like, she is one of the Ascended. Yeah, and that's interesting because it's like, well, what about Karkat and Kanaya and Terezi, the other three trolls who played a major role, right? And what I'm wondering in terms of the school system, because Vrissi would have grown up and received education within the troll communities, but then if the education is still being controlled by Crocker Corp, then obviously the Crocker Corp education is going to focus on the humans and downplay all of the trolls because Crocker Corp. So that's my idea as to that. That doesn't account for stories that Rose and Kanaya may have told Brissy themselves. But, okay, she's not wrong about the other things. Yeah, no, she is not wrong about the other parts. But yeah, that's my idea as to, like, why this education, right? How did any of this stuff get taught? I mean, because, like, the creation, the Spurb session, the creation of the world would be, I'd imagine, a major focus of, like, a history class within the school system, right? She's entirely justified in being mad at this IMO. She fought just as hard as everyone else and got basically written out of the official history. Oh wait, what about the carapaces? But yeah, it is pretty bullshit to downplay the roles of any of the trolls, right? Weaver Vagabond wrote it all down before dying of radiation poisoning. Systems that the mayor put in place. Right. That sort of stuff was all mentioned in the what was that bonus called? The treatise on democracy or something. Wait, what? Oh, mayor. Oh, that's good. Oh my god. Why y'all got so many unique emotes? But yes. It is pretty bullshit that to downplay her role or to downplay for, like, any of the trolls, because that's the implication of focusing on the creators who ascended is, you know, it sounds like a dog whistle for we only really teach about the humans. A treatise on representational democracy. Thank you, Corincio. And so that kind of, the way that it's worded makes me feel like this is more so the influence of Jane's presidency and, like, her Crocker Corp hands in everything. Because that is the stage of Crocker Corp we are at this period of the Candy universe. On the other hand, I bet you're loving seeing Vriska melt down like this. I'm not. I don't enjoy Vriska. Like, even if she's, like, having a meltdown or whatever. No, I did enjoy when Tavros did his funny little dances and near the end of Act 6. And she was just so, like, the cognitive dissonance, like, her brain just shut down because she literally could not handle the cognitive dissonance of, you were fucking wrong. But this I could do without, I guess. She's dropped right into the awful situation that all the other kids got to see happen over decades. Oh, right after she fought for her life in dying reality, she finds out that she's going to have to do it again against one of her former allies, no less, and it sucks. Yeah, that is true. No, it's not good situations. She's really just, like, she still hasn't come off the high from the game, basically, in terms of, like, the time, in terms of that timeline, and, like, she's still kind of running on trauma adrenaline. She hasn't had that gap in there. at all. Making a crack about finding her history shoved off into the margin. Basically the opposite of what she wanted. Yeah. No, I did also get a little tickle from, like, not in the spotlight. But, like, if I use my logic brain and not my fuck Vriska brain, I think, well, maybe that's not fair. Maybe she did some things, even if a number of them were questionable. What was it? Oh, shoot. I don't remember what it was in this one particular Discord conversation. I think it's probably silly for me to try and find this point that I'm trying to find. I'm just going to not. She hasn't done anything wrong since 2015 at least. She's been batting 1,000 in post-canon so far. I'm trying to remember what even fucking happened in updates past 2015, because the timeline of updates got so weird. Yeah. From a character development standpoint, she also hasn't changed since 2015, basically. Killed Yamazee. Went apeshit. I mean, that part was good, for sure. Major points for killing Gamzee. Absolutely major points for killing Gamzee. But yes, indeed. This is the frustration that Vriska is lamenting and experiencing. Okay. Vriska, everything okay over there? Everything's fine, John. Okay. Do you girls want a snack? Ugh! Yeah, actually, a snack sounds great, Mr. Egbert. I'm not sure what we've got. I, don't actually live here. Vriska, eat whatever. Just not the zebra cakes. Those are mine. Vriska's reaction versus Brissy's reaction. Yeah. Oh, what was the other? Oh, yeah, so I remember there's another point, from earlier in the conversation. You know, talking about Rose and Kanaya. Yeah, and her frustration that, like, because of the years between them now, it's likely that Rose, Kanaya, Jade, Karkat, even Mina, all the planners for the rebellion are no longer taking her seriously because of her age, the age gap. These two slid right back into their old routine in zero time, didn't they? Ari, John, and Vriska. In a way, it would be interesting to see if they ever have an individual conversation at a later point. Because there's definitely echoes of their friendship from the game, for sure. Yeah. It's a new twist on an old favorite. Yeah, something like that. So off they go. And they got the ultimate plan. Oh my god, somebody made a transparent version of this, and I was like, fucking thank you. Was it Wakaya? Did she post that on her Tumblr? Wow, I love it when I have lots of typos. So those sure are boxes. Boy, howdy are they. Oh my fucking god. Google? Fucking Chrome. I need a new web browser. Okay. Nope. I can't find it. Oh well. But, it's probably out there somewhere. Transparent version of this. The ultimate plan! So anyway, as you can see, this would have worked just fine. No, I think Carcat's right. This looks like shit, Dad. You know, me letting your earlier use of the word fuck slide wasn't a blanket approval for all cursing in front of me. Sorry. Sorry. Try not to make such a shit plan, and I won't call it that. Haha, wow. I love how John's reaction to that isn't even like, sir, how dare you talk back to me, but he's just like, ha, sweet. Tree Bark, hello. What is... Wait, oh, I forgot to open a Twitch tab in my browser. Ah, thank you. Perfect. It is indeed the very template that I was searching for. Much appreciated. Yes, I just had to type the URL out myself. It was blessedly short. Oh, of course she's still going. She never fucking stops. Okay, I just finished reading the chapter. I didn't read it until tonight. Yeah. That's fair, that's fair. Okay, now I have my Twitch tab open. Everything happened so much. Oh, fuck yeah, everything happened so much. It's not like I think I'm any better. I mean, I still can't believe I told Rissy and them to bring a dead celebrity to school. What was I thinking? You were thinking it sounded hilarious. But yeah, in hindsight, maybe not the best call. Maybe it's genetic? Yeah. I kinda can't believe we're all still alive, actually. And how did you make it this far, being so bad at all this? I had my friends with me, I guess. They are silent for a bit. John doesn't want to go on a reminiscing jaunt, which Harry Anderson stopped finding impressive a few years ago. Plus, they haven't really had time to talk about what happened with Dave yet, and he doesn't want to tank the mood by bringing him up. The rapport they built feels so good, stronger than he expected. He'd spent so long seeing mostly the best parts of Roxy and Harry Anderson. He forgot, he guesses, to look for himself in there too. And if what they have in common right now is a lack of strategic foresight, hey, he'll take it. Conditional immortality and the ability to turn into air. Just wind walk through everything, yeah. Yeah, it's never really addressed within the comic itself, whether or not those powers have any sort of physical toll, or if they're essentially unlimited use with no tiring. Speaking of friends, I will say this. I will say the snacks were a good call, at least. I don't hear any more screaming anyway. See, that's one good plan between the two of us. Oh, that was definitely them leaving, wasn't it? Ah. So that was also a horrible idea, to let the Vriskas out of their sight. And now we return to our previous engagement. Hello, Yiffy. Making a break for it. Jumping directly into the arms of her parents. I love these panels so much. Aww. So this kind of hints that for as much as I still don't completely understand why they hid the child. I still am waiting for a better explanation of that. But, sorry, got a bit distracted with that for a second. This shows that they still have a relationship with her. Essentially. Hid the child? Well, yeah, they didn't tell anyone about her. Yeah, she hid her. Nothing bad ever happens to the Egberts. Yeah, so we'll have to see how that two of them leaving turns out. But yeah, that's what I mean by hid Yiffy. But yeah, it looks like they kept some relationship. Positive relationship. Just look at this family fucking portrait. Ugh. Hello, Jane, who has now exited the church. Oh, you heard the wrong thing. Ah, okay. It's all good. Well, isn't this just heartwarming? The prodigal daughter returned to the loving bosom of her family. Oh, is this one of those rare and marvelous beasts, the villain's speech? I've written one or two in my time. I'm on the edge of my seat. I hope it's better than your political material. I've always found that rather trite. Rose. Ah. Look at him. Yeah, we are going to beat you to death. I haven't given a political speech in years, Miss Lalonde. I don't know what you're referring to. I am just a simple businesswoman. Right, with her own talk show and multi-billion-dollar merchant company and lobbying groups. That's what a businesswoman is, Jay dear. But enough of that. I'll skip straight to the point. You are on my territory, in the presence of my secret police, laying your hand on my investment. You think I come anywhere unprepared? I haven't left a house without an armed guard in years. Oh. Referring to Yiffy as her investment. Ugh. Yeah, her immediate self-contradiction. Yeah, no, of course. Secret police are not political at all. Nope. Ugh. Investment. Is it the libidinous power rush that comes from snapping your fingers at men with guns, or are you worried you might accidentally do something heroic? Your ship is in contested airspace. You will land, whereby it will be confiscated by the Royal Human Guard. After that, you will be taken into custody. All of you. Let's call it a family vacation, shall we? capitalist fascist sleaze is on full blast. It is very present. But yeah, being like, you will land and then you will be arrested. Like, as if that's not fucking political. Oh my god. Go, Jade. Get in her face. Wow, could you be any more full of yourself? Shut the fuck up for a minute and look up. And if we look up, we see an airship in white with Rose and Kanaya's colors, which, oh my god, I love. And Kanaya at the neck of one Tavros Crocker. I don't care if you technically are her. Don't you dare use Nana Egbert's catchphrase in that context, Jane. Ugh. Yeah. Okay, let me just double check here. There was this one comic that I wanted to find, and then I forgot to go back and bookmark. Oh, here it is. I will wait until the end of the chapter. But, like, what a fucking panel. What a look. What a look. Like how Tavi would still be shaking even if he knew who Valkanai was making an attempt at a threat. A+ play here on the rebel side. Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like regardless of if you were informed beforehand that this was going to happen and you weren't going to get hurt, it would still be fucking terrifying to be, you know, openly bearing one of the most vulnerable points of the human body to somebody with big fangs that absolutely could wreck your shit. And also, he's a child. Yeah, oh my god. If you make one single move, I will bite him directly on the exterior shout tunnel. I will turn your son into a rainbow drinker. Then you will have a rainbow drinker son. That's not how troll vampirism works. Don't treat me like an imbecile. You think I don't know everything there is to know about your disgusting biology? Okay, then I will just break his fucking neck. Right, listen to Kanaya. She's having a bad day. I'm having a bad week. Oh my god, I think that's like my favorite exchange in the whole update. How does troll vampirism work? Nobody knows. Supposedly, it, hereditary jade blood thing, that had always been kind of my assumption. It's never really been addressed in the comic whether or not, or in Friendsim, whether or not it can be passed along in the same way that, like, myths of human vampirism work. So it's still a possibility. I think it's still on the table. But yeah. She's just fucking, that's not how it works. It's, okay, well, I'll just break his fucking neck. Like, I am still a powerful adult troll with your son's neck in my hands. What the fuck do you want from me? MSPA reader was too polite to ask. Indeed. And maybe a little terrified. I know in the past, I know you have never trusted Kanaya with any of the children in the past. Let that distrust be the instrument of your undoing. If any harm comes to us or Yiffy, or if you attempt to shoot us down in any other way disable our escape, then you kill your son. Have some sip of water and then keep going. Jane Crocker hesitates. This is something that she used to do regularly. Hesitate. Stop and think and weigh her options. Talk out every possible scenario and the impact they might have, morally and optically and socially. What would the political apparatus think? What would her social media followers think? Her friends? As the years went by, she honed her instincts. She found herself doing this less and less. The impact that her words made became lessened when spread out across such a wide and thirsty audience, as public sentiment began to swing her way. She stopped thinking about how she would be received, and more about how she could play to the people she knew would receive her favorably. Looking up, she sees Tavi with tears in his eyes. Rage and guilt surge inside her. This situation is not her fault. Calculating the value of her son's life. Yeah, pretty much. Also, this situation is not her fault. I do believe you have the power to stop this war. When I kidnap people, it's cool, like Neo kicking Agent Smith down a flight of stairs. When people kidnap my kid, it's because they're pussies. That's her logic here, basically. This situation is not my fault. You're coming here and accusing me of kidnapping your daughter when you're the ones who kidnapped my son. I guess they did, like... I was gonna say, they never directly accused her of kidnapping her daughter. But putting her on a leash and holding her for... as a pawn in their game, that's kind of what that is. That's kind of kidnapping. Oh, I see. Of course, it's a fucking drill tweet. So before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. I'm the only one who has taken any interest in her upbringing or education. Oh no, wait a second. If I recall a chapter from many months ago that I completely forgot about because I'm a fool, apparently, Jade ran in to their the deck of their ship saying they got Yiffy. So they actually did kidnap Yiffy. Never mind, I'm a fool. I was incorrect. Disregard everything I've ever said. No, just, correction to my previous statement. I'm the only one who has taken any interest in her upbringing or education. Or have you forgotten who has been paying for her schooling and taking charge of her introduction into society? I never asked you to do that. You offered. So stop calling me ungrateful for not sucking your dick over things I never asked for. Yes, that is, I do believe, a classic manipulation tactic. Volunteer to be helpful, forcefully so, and then hold it over the other person's head. Jane pulls in a steadying breath. Behind her, she hears the click of cameras and the murmur of newscasters. The world is watching her be dressed down by a couple of blood traitor rebels. What a phrase. One of which has very prominent dog ears. Jane wonders if either of them are even recognizable to the assembled as two of the old gods. One of her PR managers had recommended that she keep her look as static as possible, so that people can always recognize her as Jane Crocker, captain of industry, creator of Earthsea, maintainer of peace and plenty. What a fucking title. She can't just stand here and let herself be humiliated, allowing two architects of the insurgency mess her around like this. If they were to kill Tavros, the entire world would see them commit this war crime. And weighed in the balance, Lalonde and Harley would be off the playing board. Saving your daughter certainly counted as a heroic death, and with the damage they'd done to humanity, it would also probably be just. Tavros has not called out for her once. Perhaps he knows what her choice was always going to be. She's really out here about to, like, do this. She's really out here about to use her son as a political bargaining chip. Oh, an aside as well that I forgot to point out earlier. Someone noticed that her lipstick is fuchsia. Very Condis chic. Tavi! Jake! My boy! Oh my god, I forgot about another post I was gonna bookmark. Fuck me. That's fine. I know where this one is. I know how to find it. Perfect. Right at the top. This post is actually how I found out that Homestuck Squared updated. Hello, Tumblr users. I mean no malicious intent. But the update was edited moments after its release because they forgot that Jake had a mustache, and I feel the need to share this image with the world. So that they changed that out just like a few minutes after it was posted, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, they just fucking oh, they forgot his mustache. But, yeah. That's just a fun fact. This image exists because they just forgot. But, like, oh. Stand down. Get out of my sight. Whoo, and we're done. So, it's a little unclear. I've seen multiple interpretations. I've seen some interpretations of this as Jake kind of calling out like that, kind of snapping Jane into like telling her men to stand down, her men to stand down and get out of her sight. Or I've also heard the interpretation that it's been aimed at Jake. I was a little confused the first time I read it as well as to who exactly, but like my assumption is that she's talking to Jake since he's the last one who spoke. So we have ourselves a tense standoff with not really a life on the line, because, you know, Kanai is not gonna fucking kill the kid. But Jane is potentially about to pounce on all three of them in the front there. I found this thing that I thought was... I just think this is a funny comic. It is a good summation. This is, I think, my favorite, like, thing that I've seen come from this update so far. This is so cute. The idea of them, like, having this very conversation. You're like, have you got your game face on? Yes, ma'am. Are you ready to put on the performance of your life? Absolutely, ma'am. Let's do this. I just think the idea of, like, this conversation happening is super adorable. I mean, man, I hope my mom loves me. And you're being like, well, I am kind of hungry. And they see here, what are the benefits of my son getting murdered? It's like, panic, 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 panic. But yeah, I love this so much. But yes, that is the most recent Homestuck Squared. I am thinking that either the next chapter is going to, or the next update is going to continue with the story of this chapter, or we're going to get an update on Dirk. Pretty sure Jane is talking to her soldiers. Yeah, see, like, stand down is, you know, it's military, right? But yeah, it's a little unclear. We'll have to see in the next update who she's actually talking to. But that is today. Yeah, the next update will be in like 2 weeks probably. In terms of what's happening around this little corner of the internet, tomorrow is more Homestuck reread. So that will be interesting. And Wednesday, I don't know why I almost said Thursday. Wednesday is more Arcade Spirits. I am going to have something to eat, and then, I swear on my fucking life, finish that goddamn Sims thumbnail and start posting videos. So, expect that today, I swear on my fucking arm. Because I'm sitting here like, yeah, you can, you know, you want to get caught up with post on YouTube, da 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 da. I'm behind, y'all. Y'all know how quarantine COVID stuff is. It's thrown most of my routines for a flip, which means certain things have gotten lost in the shuffle. But I am determined I am going to get back on regularly scheduled uploads. Because this is kind of one of the few things that's like a stable element of my life right now. So, thanks for hanging out. Whenever next Homestuck Squared update comes out, we'll be streaming that as well. We'll continue to stream regular updates. Tomorrow, Homestuck reread. Next Wednesday, Arcade Spirits, and again next weekend we're back to a double Homestuck reread. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope that y'all enjoyed our conversations, interesting conversations today. Have a lovely, splendid rest of your day, whatever you may be getting up to. Fingers crossed I'll be seeing y'all right back here for some more Homestuck or some more Arcade Spirits. And good night.